Welcome to my madness, ladies and gentlemen. Today we're going to be taking a look at this DCUC Superboy Prime. Now, just to be real honest here, I've kind of avoided picking this guy up for a while. Not that I didn't want a Superboy Prime for my 6-inch scale collection, but just because, and as you'll see when we get him out of the package, he has got a goofy head sculpt. And it's just kind of always turned me off of this figure. But I walked into a local shop and they had him for a really good price, and it was just something I wasn't going to turn down. So that's basically why I ended up with this figure. But we got him brand new in package, and he doesn't come from like a collect and connect or build a figure or whatever you want to call it wave. But you can see some of the other figures that were in this wave there: Red Robin, Batman, Superman, that kind of thing. But let's go ahead, crack him open, and see if this thing's actually worth putting in a 6-inch scale collection. All right, so we got him out of the package, and the figure itself is actually pretty cool. We've got good paint work on there. You know, as far as the sculpting and stuff goes, I mean, it is a body that they did not use a lot for DCUC that I remember, and then we've got some extra additional sculpting work done on there with the shoulder pads and the wrists and the boots there. So paintwork's done well, sculpting's solid, we got a good crisp S, everything there. Everything looks good. We got a nice shiny paint job on there. This is an older figure, so you can start to see the difference between the PVC plastic and the ABS plastic that's used. This is a common issue when it comes to DCUC figures. So you can see a difference there. We've got good sculpting there on the cape. We got a nice soft cape. Cables coming around. Everything looks good. But then we have this head sculpt, which just, like I said, that's the thing that kept me from this figure for a long time. It's just kind of goofy looking. But, I mean, all in all, you know, it's not a bad figure. It is a good representation of the character. Just still kind of a goofy face sculpt. Basic DCUC articulation with single jointed elbows and knees, and, you know, basic back and forth on the feet. We've got the, you know, ab crunch, torso swivel. It's all the basic stuff. You don't really need to know much about that. I'm not going to go through the full thing because it's exactly like every other DCUC figure that's out there. But it looks good. I gotta say, out of the package, I do like it better than I thought I would. So yeah, it is not the greatest DCUC figure that I have seen. Certainly not the greatest one in my collection, but I do like it better than I thought I would. So let's go ahead. We're going to throw him up with some other figures and see how well he does with some other DCUC stuff and some stuff from some other lines. All right, so we got a good selection of stuff here just to do some comparisons. So at the back there, of course, we got DCUC Azrael Batman armored up. We've got the Dark Knight Crusader Batman from Mafex. We've got the SH Figuarts Joker. And we've got a DC Direct Superboy, 90s version of Superboy. Fantastic figure right there if you ever get a chance to get a hold of him. And Superboy Prime looks good with all of them. So it looks good with Mafex, looks good with SH Figuarts, looks good with obviously other DCUC stuff, and looks good with DC Direct stuff. Pretty much anything that's in that 6-inch scale, this figure's going to look good with. All right, so when it comes to price, I paid $10 for this guy. He was on a clearance shelf at my local toy shop, and for that price, I wasn't going to pass him up. For that price, obviously, totally worth it. Normally, I see this guy go in the $25 to $30 range if you buy him online. That usually includes shipping, that kind of thing. Is it worth it at that price? For me, no. Again, I've seen him multiple times. That head sculpt has always thrown me off. For me, I didn't want to pay $25 to $30 for him. However, at $10, I'm not going to pass it up. And honestly, if I had ever come across him at, $20, you know, everything included, shipping and all that and whatever else, I would have paid up to $20 for him. You know, obviously if he was new in package, because he doesn't come with a Build-A-Figure piece or anything like that. You know, like, that's kind of where I'm at with this guy. You may not have a problem with that head sculpt, because I like everything else about it. And like I said, I do like the figure more than I thought I would, but for $10 I wasn't going to pass it up. I would have said, yeah, I'd go to like $20 on this guy, and I'd be okay with that. Over that, I personally would not have spent more than that on this figure. I'm glad I didn't. I passed it up many times, so that's kind of where I fall on it. But, you know, again, this is, for me, my personal opinion, my collection. You may absolutely love this figure and be willing to pay 30 bucks, or you may absolutely hate it and not even be willing to pay 10 bucks for it. I don't know, but for me, for what I paid for it, and even if I had paid up to 20 bucks, I would have been okay with it now that I've got it out of the package. So that's pretty much it. That's my opinion on this thing. Good, solid figure, works with a lot of lines, and I paid a good price for it, so what's to complain about at this point? But anyway, that is going to be it for today, guys. I appreciate you guys watching. Let me know in the comment section down below what you think, and always remember to enjoy your collection.